Tommy Hill from this past week?
Turner's has a significant hamstring, so he'll be out for a while. And Tommy's probably day to day, just based off his pain threshold of dealing with the plantar fascia.
Any other?
Not that I can think of. Jamari's going to play, so that was the one that was out before that.
What do you think of Sierra Wright coming in? What that looked like to you?
I thought he played really well. Forced a fumble, had the pass, had tight coverage on the one. He got the pass interference call on, tight coverage down the sideline. Thought he played with energy and physicality. Thought he played really well.
How about Gunner?
For Turner and played.
Yeah, I thought Gunner came in and played really well. Unfortunately, overtime got away from us a little bit, so that affected us. But even that was like a twist move, a twist game, and needed a little bit more help there. But I thought Gunner came in and filled in well.
Illinois coach, 5.5 yards per carry on 19 first down runs. Did you see any prevailing theme there? Anything that was a constant?
Yeah, they had a lot of they have still had a lot of yards after contact. It's the second week in a row I'm saying that's disappointing. I think I believe, and if I'm wrong, forgive me. At halftime, they had 31 yards rushing. You know what I mean? So it was really in the second half. Because I remember addressing that, like, hey, this is a. We predicted it. We told them, hey guys, they're going to come out. They're going to go tempo, no huddle. They're going to run RPO it. So like when it happened, they were that we were really settled in. They adjusted as the game went on, and they found more runs. They ran some crack tosses. They ran some different things, and really at the end of the day, we just didn't get off blocks, and we didn't win third down. So, you can only run the ball when you're converting third downs because you can stay. If you run the ball, you're going to be in third down. And they were in third manageable. If they didn't get the third down, they got the fourth down when they went for it on fourth down. And we're not tackling at the level that we've seen us tackle at, and getting off blocks and at the level we've shown before. And so that's something that we have to improve this week.
How do you work on some of the communication issues? You mentioned the man-to-man coverage and guys maybe not doing what they're supposed to be doing. How did that get ironed out over the last couple of days?
Yeah, and honestly, Sam, it's not even like I know I have this. The one, Deshaun got fooled on the one where the guy kept going from tight end to O-line, right? And they followed the rule. I think they announced it. I don't know. They announced it to me. So, we need to know that. But he got fooled on that. But the rest of them, at the end of the day, like the touchdown that they threw was the same play we threw on 4th and 3. And we just don't cover the tight end. And then the next time we get picked on the tailback, on the wide out coming out of the fullback position. So we're just going to have to be a little more disciplined. We're going to have to be a little more disciplined. And that's kind of, it sounds like coach speak, but it really, honestly, that's kind of where we are right now. Is these games get tight, and our team gets a little tight, and they start doing uncharacteristic things, and that's my job. I have to find a way to get us over the hump.
How do you feel about that pass rush, specifically in that game?
Well, I don't think anything was good enough in that game. The thing that was disappointing was, we had some good rushes, and quarterback gets up inside. We had 4 guys. We had some miscommunications. Again, a lot of errors on defense that we haven't seen. I haven't seen us make since last year at Michigan, and it showed up for the first time. And so I could sit here and go through every little thing with you, honestly. And I'm happy. No, I'm happy to. But I'm saying, it's like literally. I'm just trying to. If there's one theme I have is none of it was quite good enough. And we still had a chance to win the game. That shows the progress our guys have made. That with all those mistakes and all those, giving up a touchdown on the first drive, all that stuff, we still had a chance to win the football game. But really, it's just what just wasn't good enough.
Illinois started bringing a lot more pressure up the middle on Dillon. Do you expect teams to adjust and continue to try to force the issue with him versus letting him have to make decisions in coverage?
Yeah, I'd blitz him. Like when we were winning versus man, we put 4 wideouts on the field a little bit, saying, hey, just with the thought process of, can their 4th corner cover Ja'Cory or Jalen? And they started playing a lot of zone. So that's what you saw Dillon just going up and down the field on them in zone because they're a man team. And then at the end of the game, they said, okay, enough. And they went back to man. They went back to pressure. And it's just kind of what we said last week. It's going to be bare defense, 5 1-on-1s. They bring the linebacker. Our back has to block the linebacker, and the disappointing thing was even, overtime was obviously, it was not nearly good enough. It was a debacle, right? But at the end of the day, it's just a missed assignment. It's not like we're not good. That's my message to our guys. Like, they blitz the linebacker up the middle, the tailback doesn't pick it up, and how do you can't win these games doing that. You can't win these games false starting, and so. So people are going to pressure us. We just, again, just like on defense, on offense, we have to be a little bit more disciplined with what we're doing in terms of. It's not like we're doing new stuff than what we were doing the first couple games. We know what we're doing. We got into this ball game and we were just a little too tight, and we had to settle down and make one more play in my mind. And Illinois played loose and they made a couple plays that won the game for them.
On that subject of him, of Illinois going back and forth between zone and man, you guys talked before the game about how that was difficult to diagnose and he was going to have to do a lot of it post snap. How did you see Dylan?
He crushed it.
Assess that.
Yeah, I thought Dylan was excellent. I thought he got fooled on the very first one. They went to zone, he didn't see it. He looked at the man side, and after that he said, I see the safety, and he was great at it, right? And seeing it, I thought we had chances, at the end of the day, we have 2 interceptions on the year, both are balls in our hands, right? So, we had a chance we catch that ball, we go up 2 scores, I thought Dylan saw the field well. The things Dylan has to do, we have just to keep working on protecting the football, right? Even 2 hands on the pocket. We put 2 balls. That one drive we had where we were backed up, we put 2 balls on the ground there. Obviously that can't happen. Then we got on them, but so there's a lot of things that he's working on. But his preparation is allowing him to see what's happening in game time.
On the punt where they had the 37-yard return, what happened as you talked over the next day there?
Oh, yeah, we knew it right then. I mean, it's a on the left hash, we're punting the ball to the left. The gunner, everyone's running to the left, and then the ball goes all the way to the right. So just a bad punt, long punt. So you kind of outkick the coverage and you kick it to the right side of the field. So these guys are running like this now. They have to turn and chase. And I thought the guys, they gave effort to get over there, but that's just. It's kind of even the big kickoff returns we've had. We kick the ball deep kickoff left into the left side. We're trying to pin them. So our coverage is all like that. When we kick the ball in the middle, it opens up a lot for those guys. So it's the same thing on punt. So it's like kind of everything else in the game. It's just all just a little, it's not terrible. It's just all kind of like this. And you get in these Big Ten games, again, I told our guys, it's like our narrative as a team has to be like just completely focused on this week, because you start thinking about all these other things, you have a game like this. And Illinois, I mean, you could feel Illinois' passion for that game. They've been waiting for that game for a long time, since we went there last year. And I thought our guys played hard. I have no issue with that stuff. It's just a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes, and I put that on me. That's not, some coaches come and say, oh, it's on me. No, when that happens, I'm always like, this is typically things that happen in a year too. You have a couple games, and all of a sudden you have this game, you come back down, and you're like, all right, then teach the guys, like, hey, you have to attack every game the same way in terms of your energy and effort and stay locked into the game. And then I have to find a way to get our team to, when the game gets tight, not get tight, but enjoy the battle and enjoy the competition. And I just felt really tight out there, in the second half. Except for some guys, Dylan doesn't feel tight. He's out there running around, let's go play. Some of the young guys don't, but, I think some of the older guys are, kind of like this, and then they start doing uncharacteristic things, as opposed to, I got Sam man, I'm just going to play him man. So I say that to say we have a good team. They have to just play well. And that sounds so simple, yet that's kind of where we are.
Which player voices have you seen kind of step up? And the people that are saying maybe the necessary thing, but also at times maybe the tough thing for somebody.
I think Jamari has that. The hard thing with Jamari is he's been limited the last, he didn't play 2 weeks ago and was limited this week. I think we have a lot of guys. We have a lot of leadership. It's just I'm trying to say it. It's we have such good character, and we have such good effort, and we have such good leadership. We just have to play a little bit better. I played for Coach Paterno. Games like this, he'd be like, everybody settle down. We just got to make one more play. Just go make one more. And that's kind of how that game felt. The ball's in our hands. We just don't quite cut out with it. But, they make a play. It's 4th down stop. They make a play. So I would just say that, for us, like on our sideline this week, we can't worry about the officials or a call we feel goes against us. We can't worry about Tony and Sat and Ed trying to make the perfect call. Or, our guys just have to go out and play. And, we just have to play loose.
What do you think maybe the recent past has played into playing tight late for especially the older guys? And how do you get over that hump?
Yeah, well, it's a chicken and the egg. How do you learn how to win if you've never really won? And so, but our guys are winners, and that's the biggest thing for me. Like, our guys do winning things, and so I just want them to be themselves in these moments and stop worrying about all this other stuff and just go out and compete. Illinois came here to compete. Illinois wanted to beat us, and we wanted to beat Colorado. And you start getting these games, and again, it's the disease of like, well, they're going to be this many, they're going to be this record going into this game, right? Like, I've tried hard to get them not to listen to that. They don't listen to me necessarily because they're 18 to 22 and they have their own brains, and God love them, and I believe in them. But that doesn't get you anywhere. It's just like, hey, just go compete against this team and play as well as we can. So hopefully this was a good wake-up call. And again, I have to own that the fact that our team went out there and didn't execute in crucial situations. I have to own that.
How tough is that balance when you're maybe a little unsure of the kicking game where it's been right now on when to go for it and that sort of stuff? Or what's your message to those guys who have struggled a little bit? Yeah,
well, it's very hard to make decisions when you're making decisions based off of like percentages, like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this is, you know, the ball on the 21-yard line should be like a 95% field goal made, right? And but you know, the game shouldn't have come down to that play. So I'll say that for John. You know, Johnny's going out there and he's filling in, and he's going to be an excellent kicker. He's working through. This is a lot. Like this, it's to go from like not kicking to all of a sudden you're kicking the game winner in Memorial Stadium with, you know, the whole world watching. That's a lot, right? And to not get the perfect snap, perfect hold. I mean, both those guys weren't with us even in spring football, really. I mean, you know, Aiden got here at some point, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like they're recent. So I appreciate them going out there. But that being said, like you're on the team, you're in Nebraska Cornhusker, you know, we got to make these plays. And so we just have to go out. We have to make one more play. So whether that's that snap or that kick, or if you go back and look at some of the routes open in overtime, like we're wide open. We just make one more block or block our guy. So, but yeah, it's tough, you know. But that's my job. I have to make the right decision. You know, I chose to kick it in that scenario. It didn't go in, so I have to own that.
And as you reviewed that kick, was the hold okay? I mean, how'd the operation look?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great hold. I mean, it's not a great snap. I mean, the laces are kind of, you know, they're not. We'd like to snap the ball with a perfect amount of rotations that when we catch it, we don't even have to spin it. We put the ball down. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the ball in the hand, so that the kicker doesn't have to even see the ball come here and then put down over here. We're looking for the ball on the hand, come down, laces out. That's what we try to master that craft. So it's not perfect. And, you know, I don't want to put it on any one guy. I mean, that ball has to go through the pipes, right? If you want to win these types of games, the ball has to go through the pipes. But again, we also have to make more plays to, you know, if we have a 17-10 lead going into halftime, if we have a 24-17 lead, we can't let them convert, you know, 3rd and 9. We can't let them run a quarterback draw and then throw the ball to an O-lineman. Like that's not Nebraska defense. And, you know, our guys will just play a little better, hopefully.
What about Obama? What is the status on him, and how do you manage that? Because it seems like it can be a back and forth thing that you've already dealt with him all season.
Yeah, just it just wasn't getting any better. You know, it's hard because you can't really. It's not like diagnosable, right? So I think the thought process was just to shut him down. You know, last week, kind of as of like Wednesday, like, you know, just didn't feel great on Tuesday. Shut him down last week, however many weeks it takes, and then try to start to build him up. And see. So, you know, we're going to be in a lot of games like this. You'd like to have excellent field goal kicking. We did that with Tristan to get him healthy again, and then hoping that John can respond from this. You know, this will be an opportunity for him, really, for the rest of his life to be proud of his response. I trust that he'll respond well. I mean, this is difficult, but like I said, the game didn't come down to just that.
Do you do anything extra with your kickers as far as having other people around, other voices they can hear, whether it's technical stuff, psychological stuff? Like, you know, Ed, of course, can do some things, but he's, you know, not I don't think he's showing them how to kick the ball, right?
Yeah. We hired Brett Martin. Brett's on staff. Brett's coaching for us. He's working with those guys. We have a mindset coach. We make a highlight video of themselves each week for visualization. Like, you know, we're working through all those things. You know, there's a process for young players to become a great player, and sometimes you have to go through some of these hurdles on your way to becoming a great player. And they're really for our whole team. You know what I mean? Like, we went through this disappointing game, and we have to emerge on the other side. We can't. I told them today, the guys will walk around with their heads down today and all that. There's no time for that. We got to get ready for Purdue. We have to learn from it and move on. We're kind of still in to the question earlier, learning how to win phase, and that's each person learning how to win their phase, their job. I hate that we're still learning how to win phase. I mean, that's not what I want. It's not like an excuse. Like, hey guys, bear with us. You know, but it's the Big Ten. Like, I keep saying that enough. Like, everyone's going to show up every week, and the games are going to come down to the wire. I mean, on Saturday I'm watching USC and Michigan. Like, games are going to come down to the wire. You got to compete, and So, but yes, we have those voices and those people there for him.
Brett's here all the time, like he's.
No, he's at practices and meetings and stuff like that.
Will
Yeah.
you travel to Purdue then with you guys? Or?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. That's a good question. I'm under the impression he will. I hate to. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know.
What did you like from the defense? I mean, they obviously had you had a chance to win the game. But what went well on that side?
I mean, we did good. We did some good things on defense. You know, like I said, Sierra came out, made some plays. You know, it's just it just wasn't what we expected. I mean, I thought they settled down in the first half. I thought they settled down after that first drive, right? You know, Tommy's trying to go, he can't go, he comes out, he plays another series, and then thought we kind of settled down. I just think the thing that's hurting us a little bit is even when we're stopping them, it's long drives, it's time of possession, it's flipping the field and we're starting with the ball at our own 10, 12, 15, right? So, we like to defer, we like to kick off, we like to try to make you go 3 and out, get the ball in good field position and play tilted the field. I think Coach Ferentz has shown everyone how to do this in this league, in this weather for a while. So if we're giving up an 8-play, 10-play drive when we can just make a play and get off the field. But yeah, I mean, I think overall, I don't think any of us is real satisfied with Friday night.
With the defense, then, I mean, what have you seen for those guys since they got back in the facility, got back to work this week?
Yeah, I mean, we just finished stuff just now, so there hasn't been a lot. A lot of guys were around yesterday. I met with some guys one-on-one. I think everyone sort of feels that, I finished my team meeting, my review of the game. I think, you get a lot of ownership from those guys. A lot of, the biggest question as a coach is, everyone can tell me how we lost, but you have to figure out why we lost. Like, how did we lose? Well, we couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. We gave up all these yards after contact. The question is why? Like, where did this come from, right? Like, that's the secret sauce of fixing these things. And so, to me, that comes from a lot of intimate, personal conversations with players and coaches, and that's something that's going to go throughout the whole week. But I've tried to hit on really 2 of them. Number one, every game's going to be like this, so we better get comfortable with battles. Every game's going to be like this. And we got suckered in a little bit maybe early in the year where we're up by 28-0 at halftime, and it's like, oh, okay, great, we're a great team now. I know I feel very secure that we've tried to say, hey, we're going to place better teams. But, so sometimes you have to just go through this and realize, like, we have to get really comfortable playing with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, right? It's kind of been my message all along. And so, Sam, you asked me something, and we do have to run the ball better. And I kind of said, as you watch it, we have to run the ball better. Even if we're throwing the ball at a really high level, we have to run the ball better so that, we wear the other team down a little bit more. Even when it's a team like this, that, like Purdue's going to do the same thing. They're going to put 8 guys in the box and say, throw it. But we have to find a way to run the ball better.
Is the carry distribution what you would like it to be?
Well, I probably would have liked more carries, but I mean, this was a game for me where I felt like this game coming in was going to be like I wanted like 25 carries for Dante. I felt like he was going to be the hammer in this game, because there's really no ways to trick that defense, right? You're going to have to run the ball between the tackles, and they're going to be body blow runs, and then you hopefully split one. I would like to get Emmett more involved in the offense, but just kind of became a throw game, and we were having success throwing the ball. And so, to me, there's a way to win every game. You get in those games, and like I said, we put 4 wides on the field. They're playing cover 2. All right, let's just go attack it. And again, we went down and scored. But just as we move forward, there might be games. As long as we win, I don't care if we don't run the ball once or if we don't throw the ball once. But I think as we move forward, we have players that can help us that we need to utilize.
Coach, is Micah Mazuga, you be back on the field this weekend. Could he play another position besides his guard, or is he strictly guard for you guys?
No, potentially. He could potentially help us. Yep. Yeah, he potentially could, yeah. Yeah, we haven't practiced yet. I've never seen him take a snap there, so I don't know. But Lutowski's played tackle. Kanaka's back this week. Micah's played tackle in the past. Gunnar played well. So we have a lot of things, but we have a lot of work to do. We practice again this evening, and then we have tomorrow like full pad practice. So we'll see. We'll see where we're at.
Is he back now?
Oh yeah, Micah played in the game. He was on the field goal team. Yeah, I don't know that yet. We'll see how practice goes. Yeah, we'll see how practice goes. But like I said, as I said, like Mike has been kind of working through some things, and I think he's made some progress. So if he's available this week, we'll play him.
How do you think this team's going to play on the road? You guys have started the season 4 straight home games.
I think it'll be another battle. I hope we play well on the road. I mean, I think there's nothing quite like getting in a hotel and kind of just being us, you know what I mean, and being in hostile territory. And the great thing about us is we know our fans will travel, so it's not like it's like you go somewhere and you don't see any red. We'll certainly have our fans there, but I hope our guys are looking forward to it. And we had a great game with them last year. Hudson Card's an excellent quarterback. Maccabee's a tremendous tailback. They have Reggie Love as well. I mean, they ran the ball for 250 yards last game. Their linebacker 4 is as good a player as there is in the Big Ten, leading the Big Ten in sacks. He had some big hits last year. So, and again, it's the same defense in many ways. So there'll be a lot of challenges that we tried to fix last week that now we'll have to see how we do it this week.
When a defense gives up 300 rushing yards 2 weeks in a row, is there anything you can derive from that for your offense, even though you don't have a running quarterback?
Yeah, because a lot of things, both teams had running quarterbacks, and really Oregon's getting it unbalanced and running, zone read. So, things that we did with Heinrich, would maybe carry over. But, we're game planning. We'll look and see what fits, what doesn't, what we can do. But, I think when you have a running quarterback, that's obviously really alters the way in which you do things. And, Dylan's obviously, he can do it on 3rd and 1 maybe. But
you had mentioned you weren't sure if you guys were the more physical team on Friday.
Yeah, we weren't.
How do you feel about that, and how has practice changed this week at all as a result?
No, we practiced hard. I mean, we've practiced hard. So we weren't the more physical team. How do I feel about it? You probably know. You probably can guess. How do they feel about it? Our players feel about it? They're not happy about it. So there's the ebbs and flows of a season. The ebbs and flows of watching players grow. Ebbs and flows of watching a team. Like I said, I'm proud of the way. I'm proud of the way they came in today. The ownership that they had. Even like it's not funny because none of this is funny. But it's like, you rip a ball out early in the game, and for the second week in a row, the first guy in's tackling the ball and trying to rip the ball out. And that's not who we were last year. Last year we came in and we tried to strike you and hit you, and then the second guy might rip the ball out. So we have guys that I know can really respond, and they're going to have to because these guys, they run outside zone as well as any team will face this year, and we'll have a lot to get done.
It's game 5. I mean, with the 4-game redshirt rule, do you revisit some of those things? Like, is Riley Van Poppel, based on what you saw in your depth, are you still okay with him in the 4 games?
I had him put his helmet on in the middle of the game. I said, "Go get your helmet," because we were just struggling. But then as I watched the tape, it wasn't necessarily that. You know what I mean? I thought it was really some other areas, some other fits on the line at linebacker. So I didn't feel like. But yeah, I mean, if someone's going to help us win, we're going to play them. It's only if they're not going to help us that we're going to redshirt them. So I think again, this isn't like for me. This isn't like, oh my gosh, like what happened? Like let's just blow up everything. Let's change practice. Let's change. No, to me, it's like, hey, we faced a team that was really focused and determined, and we still had a chance to win it. And we had to make one more play. Hey, let's get back to the basics of what are we not doing well, and work on those this week. But Riley's a good player, so if Riley can help us, now Sua's back now, which I've been waiting for. So I'm excited about that. So we'll have to kind of see it. But I do that with all, I'm kind of doing that with a lot of the guys, right? Like I'm keeping an eye on some of them. Hey, look, he's at 3 games. Where's he at? We're going to try to give him a chance to do some things this week. So, we're looking for some. Last year when you watched us play defense, I'm going to talk to guys made a lot of plays on defense, and I just would like to see us make a few more plays while doing our job first. Make a few more plays, and that's why Sierra, everyone kind of noticed it because he came in and made some plays, right? And so I just kind of challenging the staff. Hey, let's play a few more players. Let's get some more guys in. Let's see who can make a play on the ball. Like let's get V9 in the game. Let's get some more of these guys in the game. So, we'll see how that plays out during the week.
What do you guys say on when you in your film session when you watch the double pass on that last drive of regulation, and is that obviously you're trying to catch them off guard, but is it also just another way to continue to involve Heinrich and be creative with that?
Yeah, it's the same play we ran at Minnesota last year. We threw the touchdown on. We just kind of have it up, and I was good with it. I said, hey, if you guys call it today, call it, and Sat called it, and it's when you're hoping to hit the home run, but if not, you get 12, 15, 20-yard gains. So, as I look at our team, my job, I think, as a head coach, is look and say which players are not being utilized enough, and I'd say Heinrich's one of those that we're, that maybe we're not utilizing enough. So he had a couple plays. He was in on a short yardage play. He had that play, but if he can help us more, it's glad we got Fedoni more involved this game. But to me, Heinrich's another guy that could help us. But that was just a play we had in, and Sat pulled the trigger on it.
Back to Brett, just when did you add him to the staff?
So Brett's just kind of consulted for Ed for a while, and then I think kind of as Brett's, kind of his life has shifted. Just kind of right before the first game, I think Ed would kind of use him as a sounding board, kind of to Rich's point, like show him some video. We're blessed here. We have like our specialist camp. We have 5 or 6 NFL kickers that help us, and so he kind of would use him as a sounding board. And then with the new rule, we went to Troy and all those guys today. Can we add him to the staff? And so he's been with us since training camp going into the first game.
Dylan Lobby go for that fourth down.
No. I don't remember him saying anything to me. So,
Is he in a position like just 4 games into his career where like what he says would?
Yeah,
would shift you?
I'll listen to any person if they put the time in. I'll listen. They say, I tell the players all the time, never take advice from someone you wouldn't trade places with, and that's and I also say never take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. So I'll listen to anyone if they put the time in. Like Ramir came to me last week and was like, "Hey, we're running one play," and he's like, "Coach, we're running this, and they're making a shuffle, but on the cut-ups, McCaffrey's when he runs it, they just turn and go." And I said, "You're right." So, Ramir had done the work, and he's like, "Look, why are we doing it like this?" And so we changed it. Now there's 2 ways to do it, right? So it's not like this one was wrong, we were wrong. It's just when players have an opinion, I like to if they put the work in. But at the end of the day, if it's 4th and 2, 4th and 1, if you go back in that game, a lot of our 3rd and 1s became 4th and 1s. We hadn't really won a lot of those short yardage things, and so that was just kind of the thought process. But yeah, like Dylan, when Dylan threw the touchdown to Nair, just so we have an idea what we're talking about with this kid, and he walks off the field, he goes, "Coach, I'm sorry, that was so stupid. I was trying to throw it away. I should have thrown it away." Like. It's not the result that I'm looking for. It's the process, right? I'm trying to championship caliber preparation, championship caliber habits. And then the last part of this thing is like championship caliber expectations. You get to the 4th quarter, go make the plays to win the game. Or the 5th quarter, go make the plays to win the game. And unfortunately, we had to make one more play. All right, thank you very much, guys.